Hello, welcome to the second part in a two-part video series in which I discuss the changes I have made to my Unreal Tournament level based on feedback from my fellow game designers. So the first change I've made that is the most obvious from when we start up is the new spawn point. Before, you spawned in your base, which encouraged players to have to to run out and meet each other at the same time. Here, players spawn on the central location of the entire level, which is these ramps which are on either side, which means that first off, they now have a choice, essentially. First off, they can see their opponents directly the moment they spawn. So, they now have the choice to run back into the base and try and defend it and get some of the better weapons and the health boosts that are over there, which we'll discuss in a moment, or engage players directly. So, yeah. Talking about player bases, these are the modifications that I've made. I apologize still, the lighting will probably not be fixed until the lighting lesson in a few lessons' time. So first off, I have changed it so yes, the healing station now works based on your team. So that was a major flaw in the previous version. Now, I've also added these link guns. I think they work great as a starting player weapon now that I know more about them, because they have just about the power of a rifle, but work at good medium ranges, so are effective regardless of where you go, and just generally a good start. Now, down here in this section, I have added a rocket launcher under the stairs, because before, in my playtesting, very rarely did the players actually take advantage of the stairs for their intended purpose, which is to protect players from sniper attacks in their base, and just generally work as a way to build up power again. So this, hopefully the rocket launcher will make it just a little bit more noticeable and sort of tell players that that is a place that they are meant to be able to get to. As for other details, leaving, previously this was a flat cannon, which is the most powerful weapon in this level, due to the fact that the level is quite close-knit. So here instead we have a minigun, which does the same purpose as the flat cannon in advising close gameplay, since this weapon works best at close ranges, but also doesn't just give players the most powerful weapon in this level from the gate. Now, the second thing you'll notice, which is a big thing that I'm going to have to break it down into many sections, is the center of the level has been very much altered to make it more full of stuff. Add more obstacles that players have to work around, and therefore opportunities that players can work off to advance through the level. This area is still here as sort of a duck-in way out of fire, but it now contains a weapon that is actually worth going off the turret for, which is the aforementioned flat cannon. So if players are willing to potentially pin themselves in exchange for finding the flat cannon, well, that's how that will play out. Now let's go over this section again really quickly. Again, the light is still garish, I apologize. So first off, snipers are introduced here. I'm afraid there is still a sniper weapon here, but this will be deleted shortly, which plays into using this upper layer for sniper gameplay. Now, if I can actually make this jump for once, let me try that again. Right, I nearly did. Oh well. This upper layer can be used for proper sniping. It does require a lot of patience and calm, which is intentional on my part. Give me a moment. There's actually a better way to get up here now, a new way to get up here, which is intentionally built in by this section, which is it is now hypothetically possible to jump up here. I still don't have the skill, so I'm just going to translocate up. I may make this a little bit easier. I may introduce some sort of step system, and I may reintroduce these banisters, since there were some issues with that in development. So that is almost certainly going to be a replacement that I'm going to put in. I again apologize for all the failing that you're having to witness right now. But yes, it is in fact possible to get up here, and when you do, finally, so you have a lot of options for sniping down on players below that didn't spot it. I apologize for the weird lag spike there. That was not intentional. Probably the most stark and noticeable difference is that this third has been divided by adding a underground section, which you can bypass the central sort of fort area quickly. This area is very much still under development. I'm probably going to add maybe some acid or something like that down here, along with other things based on some inspiration from other UT levels that I'm going to gain. That's not meant to be there. I'll fix that up as well in a moment. So that is essentially the modifications to my level described quickly and simply. So better weapons in better places, more weapons overall in the map. Some more stuff in the center which diversifies the map by first off making it important to dodge, also introducing new ways into the upper layers, though I fully accept these new ways are quite difficult to get your hands around. But especially with the translocator in mind, this shouldn't be as difficult as I'm currently demonstrating with my incredible lack of skill. So yes, future updates. I may add some additional ammunition to again add to the fact that there are more weapons, so make that a bit more obvious to players. I may make this a little bit easier to get onto. I'm thinking maybe 2 small sort of blocks that will act as sort of bolstering. The idea is that in the final map there'll be like sort of wood blocks secured by bolts to sort of keep this up. There also may be a central pillar of some kind in the future, or water, or like small water fountain that supports this to sort of make it even more obvious. So that is this level for now. Please, feedback would be, even more feedback in fact, would be incredible. And you can reference every point I've made in this video to the sheet of feedback that is above this video in the forum. So I will catch you shortly then.